Hi guys, this is Mrs. Sun and welcome back to my channel. Now today I decided to make my K-pop opinions part 3. Now, as I said before in the other videos, if you get sensitive or triggered by anybody expressing their opinions about K-pop, because I know some of my opinions may offend you, please click off this video. If I can respect your opinions, please respect mine, and these are just my opinions. I have a right to them. They're not going to hurt you, so I can say whatever I want because these are my opinions. Someone has to say them. So without further ado, let's get into the opinions. So opinion number 1, I like cute concepts for boys groups. Now let me just tell you, I don't see why everybody or most people find boy groups to do cute concepts cringy. I don't find it cringy at all, mostly because most of the time if they do a cute concept, it's natural because the group just has this natural cuteness to them and it's not completely forced. It only becomes cringy if it's forced, but if it's natural, then it isn't cringy at all. This also comes to being hypocritical and the double standards. If girl groups can do it, they can do both cute concepts and girl crush concepts, how come boys aren't allowed to do cute concepts and boy crush concepts? And if you guys want each group or each gender to have equal rights to something or an equal judgment to everything, and allow each group to do both things, not one gender owns one type of concept because they can do both concepts. This is how standards are made and why certain standards are there for boys and for girls. But if you allow them to just do both and not have a problem with it, then there wouldn't be any standards for it. But to me, I just don't find when boy groups do cute concepts cringy at all. I quite enjoy cute concepts as long it's not forced like Aegyo they do on variety shows. Number 2, people need to appreciate K-bands, okay? Bands in K-pop are one of the best places you're going to get music, okay? Like Day6, FT Island, and N-Flying, some of the best K-pop bands make some of the most amazing music out there, and I don't know why they're so underrated and not appreciated, because a lot of the times these bands write their own music and their vocals are on point because that's all they have. They only have their vocals. They're not dancing or anything. They don't have any flashing dances, so they all rely on their vocals and their sound, and they have some of the most amazing music out there, and it's just so good. And every time I hear a song from a band, I instantly I just get the shivers. It's amazing. Their songs are just so good. People just need to appreciate these groups more and look into their music, because they're just really that good. So please, people, look into more groups that are bands. Number 3, girl group dances are just as hard as boy group dances. Even if maybe girl group dances aren't as flashy or sharp as maybe boy group dances, they still take a lot of time to learn and actually to put together to make it perfect or to make it look good. Because a lot of the times, girl group dances have a lot of flow and elegance to them. And if you don't give that flow or elegance to them or the flexibility that they have, the dancers are just not going to look good. And I have personal experience with that as being a K-coverist. I find a lot of times girl group dances to be a lot harder than boy group dances because I'm not really a girl group stan. There's some girl groups that I do stan, but I don't really learn girl groups dances a lot of the times. But when one of my favorite girl groups come out and I learn their dances, I find it a lot more difficult because it takes a lot of fluidity and elegance to their dance to actually make the dance look really good on camera and to learn. I always get frustrated, especially with Dreamcatcher dances. You need a lot of fluidity, a lot of elegance, plus being sharp, but also not to the point where you look completely stiff. And it's super hard and very frustrating. I always have difficulty learning those dances, but with boy dances, I don't have that much trouble because a lot of times being stiff and also sharp makes the dance look actually pretty good. And for some reason, I just find boy group dances to be a lot easier, even if it's more flashy and there's more sharp moves and more moves that are going on in a short period of time. I just still find girl groups dances to be somewhat harder, but girl group dances are just as hard as boy group dances. Number 4, workout groups should be given time to produce more music before giving awards. But I'm pointing fingers that both TXT and ITZY here for winning awards literally when they just came out of the womb. I'm not saying that they should go through so many hardships just to win an award. I just want to see, just kind of like prove themselves. Like, I'm not saying that they haven't worked hard to make their debut and get where they are. They had to work hard to make their debut and to debut within this group. And I'm not saying that they aren't talented or hard workers, but getting an award at the beginning is a good thing. It shows that your group is successful, may be successful, but the award isn't going to be as meaningful. I just think giving awards so early on doesn't really prove that you are a great group in a sense, because what happens if right afterwards, after their first comeback, or well, actually no, right after they debut, when they make their first comeback, maybe you don't really like the song as much and it's not as good as their debut. Do they really deserve that award if you think about it, you know? Do they really deserve that award that you give them from their debut? I think it's good just to let them prove themselves a little bit, just to see what their music, see what they are and what their content are and what they're going to bring to the table before giving them an award right away. It just doesn't make sense to me, and it's not going to be as meaningful. I wish they just to work a little bit hard. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be giving any awards and go through a whole bloodbath and, you know, slave themselves away without winning award. Winning award is good, but I don't feel like it's good to win an award just when you come out of the womb, because a lot of time it's just based off hype and not really the talent of the group and the song. That's just personally my opinion. I just want to see them prove themselves for winning that award and just to have it be like a more deeper meaning to win that award. I'll name a few groups that actually had to wait a while before winning an award that was a lot more meaningful when the time came because of their hard work and them constantly proving themselves that they deserve that award. Some of these groups are Monsta X, CLC, and even NU'EST. They took a long time to getting an award or win any type of award, but in the end it was worth it because it really showed that their hard work paid off in the end, and they really proved themselves with each comeback who they are and their talent and their music. So winning that award was so much more meaningful than a newly debuted group who just got an award over a hype and not based off their music and their talents. So I just wish rookie groups just waited a little bit more to win an award, or at least they can get noticed. And of course it's great to get noticed for your group, but just to wait a little bit longer just so they can prove themselves that winning that award is not based off of hype and popularity, but based off their music and talent. Number 5. iZone should have been half Japanese and Korean members. Like, what's the point of having a whole show with only Japanese and Korean trainees and literally only having 3 Japanese members in this group and the rest are Korean? Like, it doesn't make sense. Half of them should have been Japanese and then the other half should have been Korean. Like, I can understand a lot of people said that these Japanese trainees weren't so talented, but here's the thing. There is a cultural difference. Like, in Japan is not really hard on their Japanese idols for being like having a lot of like these quote unquote talent that they need to debut and to become an artist. All of it's based on the relationships between the idol and their fans. As long as the fans are happy, that's all that really matters. But in Korea, it's all based on the performance. And if you really think about it, even the Western music, a lot of it is based off talent, but you don't see like much dancing. It's mostly based off their vocals. So I just feel like because there's a cultural difference, they should have gave chances to other Japanese idols to be able to improve themselves and to be allowed to debut. It would have made sense that was half Japanese and half Korean. That would have made the show make more sense. Just because the Japanese trainees weren't as talented as the Korean trainees doesn't mean that they shouldn't have been given a chance, because there's also a cultural difference, and I think it would give the group something like a nice breath of fresh air, because it would have been something different, because then you will have the Japanese side and the Korean side. It would just be stronger on both ends, and it would just be a very interesting and unique unique theme to the group to just have Japanese and have Korean members. I don't know. I just feel like that was just kind of really stupid to debut a group with only 3 Japanese members and not make it like half and half. Because then it would make more sense to have more Japanese songs because you have more Japanese members. I don't know. I just think it should have been half and half. But you know what? It's a Korean television show, so of course they're gonna want more Korean people in the group than foreigners. Number 6. Harang was one of the worst K-dramas to come out. Let me just tell you, like, it's not because V was in there. V's death was completely pointless in that whole drama. The whole drama was just super annoying. The main lead was super annoying and just needed to just go away, go crawl in a hole and die somewhere. The only character I liked was Hyungsik's character. He was the only best written character within that whole show that I really liked from beginning to end. He was the most well-written character, and I felt like his character deserved the female main lead than the actual male main lead in that show, because his character was just so much better and I loved him. I only watched the show because of his character, because I actually wanted his character to get a good ending, and I didn't really care about any other character because the show was just super lame. It was horrible. It needed to be better. Like, V's death was pointless. Even though Minho from SHINee being in there, that was a plus, but his character was also a little iffy. Could have given him a better role too, but all in all, Harang was one of the worst K-dramas out there. Number 7. Lei's vocals are superior. Like, I just feel a lot of the times, since he's like not really the main vocalist in EXO, they really dumb down his vocals and lines. Meanwhile, his voice is so strong and unique. I'm not saying this because he's my bias. I'm just saying it because it's facts. He has a stronger voice, like, to me, than any of the main vocalists out there. He has such a unique and strong voice that they really aren't using and really tossing him to the side. Like, I'm gonna put a video in here proving how strong his vocals are and just seeing how SM is sleeping on his vocals, so they could have used him more. For him, I don't know. I just think his vocals in EXO are one of the best, and they aren't using him to his potential. So that's why I'm really glad that he's having like this solo career and everything, so you can really see his voice and appreciate it. Number 8. Some of the Chinese versions of EXO songs sound better than the Korean versions. To me, I really do like some of the Chinese songs better than the Korean ones, because to me, I just think they have a better flow. Like, for example, I prefer Mama in Chinese than I do with the Korean song. Like, honestly, when I first got into EXO, Mama was their first song that I heard, and I listened to both Chinese and the Korean version, and I was instantly hooked on the Chinese version, and I could only listen to the Chinese version, and every time I would listen to the Korean version, it was so weird listening to it. Like, I had to shut it off. And there was some other songs, like Black Pearl in Chinese was amazing, and also El Dorado in Chinese is amazing. The whole, I think, EXO repackaged album, all those songs in Chinese are so much better than the Korean versions, in my opinion, but that's just me. Number 9. I prefer Jimin's dancing than J-Hope's dancing. I really like how Jimin's dancing is more like, I guess, of a ballad and more like a ballerina in a sense. Just has a little bit more flow and elegance to it, which J-Hope is a little bit more sharp and stiff, but it's really good. But to me, I just feel like everyone praises J-Hope's dancing. Like, it's good, it's really good, it's really good. But to me, I feel like Jimin's dancing is just a lot better, because I feel like with Jimin, he can really tell the story of the BTS songs through his dancing more so than J-Hope can, and he just has a lot more emotion expression when he's dancing than J-Hope, that I feel like, especially when he's dancing to Serendipity and Lie. So let me just tell you guys, Jimin's dancing is just superior in BTS. He's my favorite dancer in BTS. No one can tell me otherwise. Number 10. B2B is the most funniest group in K-pop, and no one can tell me otherwise that they aren't. They're the most real, down-to-earth K-pop group that doesn't care about the image from day one. Like literally, like the managers can't even stop them by this point because they've ruined their image from day one. And I really like how each group member is just comfortable with each other, and they just really don't care by this point because they ruined their image and can basically do whatever they want. And I just think B2B is a good group, especially for Pinel, who's a foreigner, to be in a group like that, who's just so chill and they just don't care whatever, and they just do whatever they feel like, because I know other groups, they try to kind of make a fake image of themselves and they really aren't allowed to be who they are. But with B2B, I just feel like they can be who they are, and everyone knows them, that they are just one of the most down-to-earth, funniest groups out there. Like honestly, they are. And not only is their music really good, they're just really a good group in general. I love them to pieces. They're just one of the funniest groups out there that I don't think any other group can compare to them when it comes to just being stupid and comfortable with each other. And it doesn't matter if it's a formal event where they're getting an award, they will literally just goof off. They really don't care. And if you don't believe me, I'm gonna put some videos in here and pictures just to prove my point.
합격됐어.
Alright guys, these are all of my K-pop opinions for right now. I have a lot more, but if I put them all into one video, my video is going to be way too long. I really hoped you enjoyed my opinions. If not, that is okay. Just comment down below what you thought about my opinions. If you have other opinions about K-pop, I enjoy reading them, so comment down below. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video that I make, guys. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is missyou. And see you in the next video. Bye!